Good morning, guys. Good morning to all my subscribers and to all people who are watching this video. Today we're going to have our meeting with a great American guy who lives now in Ukraine, and he actively supports Ukraine. So while we are waiting for him, many people ask where I am. So for now, I am in Great Britain. We came back here in September because my son studied here at school, Marianne. But it was a great month in Ukraine in August. It was really great time. I met so many different people. I visited so interesting places. And till now, I have some videos that I would like to share with you during the next couple months. So thank you for supporting Ukraine. Thank you for watching this channel. So I hope James would have good internet connection and we can see him. Because, in Ukraine, the situation is unpredictable. Sometimes there are blackouts and they cannot go into internet, but hopefully he will be here with us. If you have any question, you can ask in comments. Yeah, by the way, in front of me, there is the picture, masterpiece of my son, Marianne. Sun, victories, great weather. I think many people in England miss great weather and sunny weather, and every time when we have sunny, it's really joyful. Okay. By the way, I have also a cheesecake made by my mom, Ukrainian cheesecake. Here in Polish shop, we buy cheese. It's real like Ukrainian cheese, and we can do from these different products. Like I mix up it with porridge sometimes in the morning. Also, we bake it, so it's really delicious. I recommend you. So, 1 minute. I try to understand if James is here. Okay. 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 Oh, perfect. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
great.
we already started.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I already told about life in Great Britain. How is Ukraine weather? I see you have sunny there. Sunny day in Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, before I answer that, how is my internet connection? How is my sound? Is everything okay?
Yeah, sometimes like, is there the problem with internet?
It's a little bit laggy. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, well, I have like 10 megabits speed, so it might be a little bit laggy. So I apologize for that.
This is no problem.
Yeah.
But do you have life in Ukraine? Everything? Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So here's the crazy thing, and I wasn't sure how, if I wanted to handle this, if I wanted to tell you, but I think I'm okay with talking about this because your audience is different from my audience. I have a lot of Russian trolls on my
I
channel?
think so.
Yeah. Do you get a
Because
lot of Russian trolls?
you know that I used to, like year ago when we did a live video with my friends, but now I do every video is about Ukraine, and they understand that I support Ukraine actively, so they don't come here.
They
Or
just
probably my channel is smaller, so
yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good because yeah, I get a lot. So I have to be careful, because I talk about military situations, and I sometimes I know things. Actually, I know a lot of things that I don't talk about, obviously. Um,
stand
so
here.
so I have to choose, what I can share, and some things I have to like, if I talk about my location, if I'm traveling, if I'm going somewhere, I can't reveal my location. I have to maybe like 2 weeks or a month after I've traveled to a place, then I will say, "Oh yeah, I was here. I was in this place. I went there."
So you
Because I don't want
cannot
my
do a video. You cannot do video in a live video in that places. Do you mean?
yeah, exactly. But I think since I'm doing this
Like
on another channel, I think
yeah,
what I'm
like
sorry, what?
that
Say again?
that happened to Russian journalist. He told he make a live stream that's Russian tank going to Kursk to fight
Sure.
against Ukraine, and all the tanks were destroyed by Ukrainians. So Ukrainians say thank you for tell us exact location where they going. So yeah, it can be.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I am actually in Turkey right now.
In Turkey? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because you can. Did you go for vacation?
when my wife it was my wife's idea. I am not I had no desire to leave Ukraine. Um but we're just here for a short time, and we are here specifically to meet with her sister, who
Your
is
sister moved to Turkey.
no, well, that's what we're trying to do. Her sister is Russian.
I understand. Yeah, I know that there are Russian can use flight just to Turkey and after Turkey to different country because there are not direct flight. I told about this Russian blogger Marina Mogilko. She going from US to Turkey and from Turkey to Russia. Yeah, but Turkey
Yeah,
provides
so
flights for Russia.
yeah. So
Because
her sister is divorcing her abusive alcoholic um Russian husband,
understand.
and she has escaped Moscow and is now in Turkey.
This is
Um
good idea. Many Russian I
yeah,
know to Turkey or to Georgia. Have you been to Georgia?
no, I haven't.
This
No.
is a great country. I recommend to
Yeah.
go. It's very adventure. There are and hitchhike and very nice people. I was there 3 times. Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
that time there were ferry from Odessa to Georgia to Batumi.
Right.
It was very nice trip. It took like 2 or 3 days, and you was on the
Right.
ferry. You had the room there. You can enjoy like I met. I was talking to all people there. At the end, we all become friends there. But Georgian people really great, and they are a bit different
Yeah.
from Turkish. I know because Georgian they are like us. They are very like open and everything. But when I
Yeah.
came to Turkey, probably because I was a woman, they looked at me like something.
Yeah. That's the Muslim culture, you know. So
There
yeah.
are somebody right in Russia. Irina, здравствуйте, мне нравится твой позитив. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You can write where you from, where you watching this video from.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Flora life
Yes, so
here.
you
Yeah.
see, Russian people also watch, or probably Ukrainian.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We should be positive because we don't know how long it will continue, but if we will be do something, at least by smaller step, I think we will go to the right direction. And I always do do this because because we cannot, Ukrainians cannot just cry and told that's okay, we are destroying, but we are doing something, and this is great. But if we come back to beginning, we stop our previous video with this, that you was in Sweden, and after you moved to Ukraine and you married there. Can you tell about how it's happened?
How it happened? Well, yeah. So I left Sweden and I visited Norway as well, and then I came to Ukraine, and I guess so. It was October of 2019. And I didn't know anything about Ukraine. I didn't know anyone. Didn't know anyone here.
Do you know that it was like Vikings, because 1,000 years ago Vikings came from Sweden to Ukraine, and they started dynasty of king princes. Prince Oleg, Igor,
Yeah, Askold and Deer.
Yeah. Actually, you a bit look like Swedish, I think.
Yeah, well, actually, my ancestry is Norwegian, southern Danish, kind of northern Germany, right on the Danish border, Denmark border, and northern England, so like Yorkshire.
Understand. In York, there are many Vikings archaeological digging and many items from there.
Yeah,
because
basically,
here in Bunbury, I was volunteering for museum, and they had exhibition of Vikings objects from York. Just there are many. I have not been there, but I should one day.
My grandmother was from Yorkshire. So, yeah.
Have you been there?
No, I've been to England, of course, but I never made it to actually gone to Yorkshire, which it's a goal, one of the things.
Yeah, many people visit like London, Scotland, Edinburgh, like big cities.
Yeah.
I
lived in Ireland for almost 6 months. In 2005. But yeah, so my Norwegian and my Norwegian family surname is Havskjold, which is the name Askold.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like similar something.
Yeah, it's actually it's the same word.
Askold. Yeah. So
it's
probably
I've
also
had it.
Have ancestors from Kiev princess.
Yeah.
Because my surname is Hehelska, and this is like Polish surname. All surname that's finished with ska, Zabudska, Hehelska, this is Polish, like it has Polish roots, because in 17th century, here on the right bank of Ukraine, Kiev region, Cherkasy region, there were a lot of Polish noble magnates, noble people. They took over these lands, and they had not very good behavior to Ukraine, because many people were turned into slavery. And that is why Ukrainians ran away to Cossack siege to Zaporizhia, and they created siege there. They created Cossacks Republic there.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the 17th century, Bogdan Khmelnytsky, Ukrainian hetman leader, he started war against Polish nobles, and he created independence Cossack states.
It makes sense, because in the 17th century, Poland was, a major power in Europe. Poland and Lithuania.
Poland and many Polish people, I think, dream about to renew like the powerful state Rzeczpospolita, including Ukraine.
Well, but first they have to unite with Litva, right?
Yeah.
With Lithuania,
Yeah.
By the way, I see one of my viewers has joined. Hello, Robert. I hope you're having a great day.
This is your subscriber.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Did you know? Do they see you also on your YouTube channel?
No, I'm not. I just provided a link on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Great.
I'm not we'd have to do a whole other thing to co-stream. I'm not.
It's important.
I'm not ready for that technical stuff.
Yeah, understand. But I know that YouTube offer to make some community, like from some channel that have.
There is a way to do that now within YouTube, and I'm still looking into it. It's a new feature.
Yeah, sometimes I have a lot of different things to do, so I always also like, oh my God, when I have time to improve my YouTube, it's when you do different. So if we come back to how you moved to Ukraine.
Yeah, so I just kind of showed up, didn't know anyone, didn't know anything, rented an Airbnb.
Actually, why you have this idea to come to Ukraine? You told that you know about Ukraine from Orange Revolution, so you'd like to visit.
Maidan, from Maidan.
Maidan, yeah. So you came to Kiev and rented Airbnb apartment.
Yeah, actually in Irpin. I rented an apartment in Irpin, and it was terrible.
Irpin, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that time they were not so expensive. 2019. Actually, about 5 years ago, more and more like modern apartments started in Bucha, Irpin, in the north of Kiev, and there are many nice apartments just for selling, I think, but can rent.
Well, this was not a nice apartment. Okay, I didn't know anything. I didn't know what I was getting into, and so my first apartment in Ukraine, in Irpin, was terrible. To be honest, it was awful. My landlord, the landlord was a drug addict.
Wow!
And so he was on drugs the whole time. Yeah. It was quite an experience. But I paid Airbnb and I couldn't get my money back. So I
Did he have positive review about his apartment?
I think it was like no reviews. And I just, I just was like, and I didn't understand how far Irpin was from Kiev. Like on the map, you don't really understand how far.
This is not far, but sometimes there's terrible traffic, and you can stay in traffic. I used to live in Vorzel. This is after Bucha. There are Vorzel, and I traveled there by train, because by train it was much more faster than by car or by bus. By the way, Robert wrote that he's from
Icelandic. Yeah.
Viking
Nice.
Iceland. Um,
Excellent. Yeah.
is it
Yeah.
is it
So,
fun? Yeah.
yeah, not a lot of Icelanders out there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I mean, my first impressions of um Kiev were like, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of amazing stuff. The beautiful architecture everywhere. Just such a incredibly just new environment. Um, but also, it took me a while to understand how safe Ukraine is. I mean, even in this war, I've never felt so much in danger like I would feel in America just every day, just normally just walking down the street,
Yeah.
you know. Um, but so in America, I think I talked about this last time. We smile at each other when we're walking down the street. We say, "How you doing? What's up?" You
Yeah.
know,
But the
as
same
we're
in yeah, the same in England. Everybody smile. When I came here, I was like impressed. So many smiling people, so many positive. But actually, this is not bad. My mom like it
Yeah.
because everybody smile on her and she have good mood. You know,
Yeah.
the,
Well,
yeah.
but the thing to understand is, when we smile at people on the street, it doesn't mean that we are happy, right?
This
It
is
means
yeah.
that we want you to be happy.
But this is good attention because you
Sure.
like care about
Sure.
other people.
Um, exactly. But I found that a lot of Ukrainians feel like it's like lying,
Mm.
because if you're smiling but you are not happy, that means you're being false. You're being fake,
Yeah,
you know?
in Ukraine, they told like if you smile on somebody, somebody can tell like why you stare on me or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And so I really struggled with this because I was just walking down the street and everybody's looking at me like every babushka, was like,
I think yeah. I,
and
I think in Ukraine just people probably very worried about something and very like speedy, always rush somewhere. Here in England, they consider that it's need to be in time, it's need to be respectful, and need to give them. But actually, I found here many positive side as well.
yeah,
When
yeah.
I come back to England, I feel like relaxing. Why he smile? This is England. Okay, this is not Ukraine. Oh, yeah, yeah,
That's so funny. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel sometimes I need to go in somewhere from this society just to
Mhm.
change something.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if you all the time in this one, everybody positive, but sometimes it yeah sometimes it's difficult to understand what people think about you because they smile and sometimes you make like friend and talking and everything, but in the end you disappointed with something or with some
Right.
people and it's very hard to you uh,
Right.
yeah
Right.
it's
Because you're misunderstanding what is the purpose of smiling
yeah,
and being you people can be friendly with you but not your friend. Just
eh,
because they're friendly doesn't mean they are your friend. And
yeah
that's a hard thing. So in I would argue that in Ukraine or Russia maybe, um if someone is not your friend, they will not be friendly. If they don't know you, they won't smile at you, you know? And so in Ukraine, I found that the only people who smile at you are drunk. Like, like just strangers on the street, walking down the street, and they go, it means they're drunk,
Yeah.
and they come up to you and they're like, "Oh, my friend," like this. So,
That's and the same with work. If you work here and everybody like positive and smile, but they don't tell you directly your mistake, what you can improve, and the end, if they fed up with you, they just say, "Okay, we don't want to work with you with something," and you
Right.
just feel the stress,
You're
But
like,
in Ukraine, they can shout of you, they can tell that. You
right.
did this wrong, like my managers, you did this wrong. Yeah, but she never told that, okay, we fed up with you and we would like
Yeah.
to fuck you or something.
you have to be able to and this is true in parts of America as well. So, I come from California, Silicon Valley, that sort of environment, and being negative is very bad. My grandmother would say, if you can't say anything nice, then don't say anything at all. So, right, so it's the same thing is true in England. There, if you're not getting, you have to actively ask for feedback and say, tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
And even then they'll be like, oh, they call it the sandwich. Okay. So the conversation sandwich. So what you do is you say something good, and then you say something bad in the middle, and then something good at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have a sandwich, So, and that's the best you can get for feedback.
Yeah. Understand. Yeah.
Now there are parts of America where people, like, if they don't like you, like, I don't know, Boston, for example, New York, New Jersey, where if somebody doesn't like you, they'll say, I don't like you, I don't like what you're doing. But then, like, on the West Coast America, the way we say that is like, thank you for your input. Oh, thank you. Or in the South, in the southern part of the United States, they'll say, bless your heart.
And what's the
that sounds really good. That's not a compliment. Bless your heart. Somebody says bless your heart, you did something wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's difficult to understand sometimes.
Yeah. So it's but it's this being polite is the most important thing. But if you look at, like, Japanese or Chinese culture, especially, being polite is the most important thing. So it's the opposite of, Slavic culture, I guess.
Yeah. I think the main idea in England is to be polite, to work hard, to be average. I don't know. Probably in America there is some idea like American dream that you need to achieve something, but here is not this idea. That is why, for me, some people struggling and they are unhappy because they work for warehouses, and here it is okay. That's okay. You work, you have job, you have money, but if person is unhappy, I met a guy who work in warehouse, but all that life he would like to be trainer in the sports center. So, but he must to work in this warehouse. So I'm really sorry about people sometimes. As a career advisor, I understand them.
Right. I mean, yeah, in America, it's definitely pretty intense. You know, this intense push to like every there's an old saying. I think it was Mark Twain who said that there's no you can't no there's no poor Americans, only temporarily embarrassed millionaires.
Okay. Yeah, but
That's the
this
mentality.
such kind of idea help like push people to do something and to improve their life. I think this
Right.
is actually a good idea.
I mean, yeah, I will say I mean, I'm much happier in Ukraine with my simple life and um yeah, Robert just said work to live, not live to work. I think I have a uh I have a just a really good work life balance, right? Currently, in Ukraine, and I've never been happier in my life, to be honest,
Yeah. Mhm.
than living in Ukraine. I even in the middle of the war with the worst things happening, you know. Um,
Yeah, many Ukrainians and even I, before came to West Europe, we did not understand that we are happy actually because we are on natural, we have natural land, we eat healthy food, we can relax. At work, you're not all the time working, but you communicate with college. We have like friends around, and now when we came to West, we understand that's not all people happy here. That's here also are problems. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, I understand that. I understand that. Like the pay in Ukraine is very low, and I understand that I have the advantage of getting paid more than the average Ukrainian.
Yeah,
Um,
for English speaking people who go into Ukraine, it's very good because you can get good salary like in West, but the life is cheaper. At least before the war. Now it's become more expensive, especially for people who are who get average salary in Ukraine.
yeah. Oh, I just saw another one of my viewers has joined. K and K's GG. She lives in America, so I'm sure she'll have some interesting input, on this whole these little slight cultural differences. So yeah,
So how did
I
you
read.
met? Okay, how did you met your wife? At least
Oh, how did I meet my wife? Well, that's a really a simple story. It's better if I take a step back to when I first came to Ukraine,
okay.
because I didn't come to Ukraine to meet women. I find that really insulting. That like I think it's really cringy when like American men or foreign men go to other countries to try and I think of it as like taking advantage of women or something like that, or because they can't deal with. I just think it's real. I know that it's not a thing in Ukraine. It's considered normal because there's so many foreign men who come to Ukraine to marry Ukrainian women. Um,
Yeah, we have a lot of
oh wow,
agencies, in Ukraine.
yeah, and but in America, it's really stigmatized. There's a real stigma um, for if you to get a mail order bride, that's what we call it. Um, this idea
Oh,
of going to another country, getting a woman from a poor country who just basically marries you for the money. um, Luckily, I can say that No
Okay.
one has married me for my money.
Yeah, you're a happy person.
I'm very proud of that fact. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
so
when I used to work in museum, and yeah, my manager told us like, oh, there is many men. You can marriage and going to England, for instance, and live. It's beautiful, like society on the natural space. You have house, and now I think to myself, and thank God that I did not did not move here, because really life here a bit different from Ukrainians. Many people live in villages and they have no friends, especially women who came to here. I met women who came to here from Russia. She has, yeah, actually her husband have good money, but she stay at home. She just take care about her kids. Yeah, so it's totally this probably for somebody this is great, but for me it's not suitable.
yeah, you know, it that sort of dream life. So yeah, so the thing is, so I was I had just met with the owner of my apartment in Irpin, yeah, the drug addict, you know,
Okay.
and I
What's
was
his
like,
name?
oh my, huh?
What's his name? Drachen.
Uh, I don't remember his name.
Okay.
Sergey, probably Sergey.
Sergey?
So
Oh,
I was I was coming back. I was coming to Kiev, and I was in my Uber from Irpin to Kiev, and I was like, oh my god. I was thinking, oh my god, I just rented this apartment. I can't get my money back. Uh, what am I gonna do? I think I need to look for a new apartment. I don't know. And I was in the Uber, and the driver, my driver in Ukraine, it was from Afghanistan. So
Afghanistan.
Afghan driver,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty interesting. And
Yeah,
he
many
said to
people
me,
actually we have people from like East who
"Mhm,
work in
mhm,
Ukraine and they speak Russian.
yeah."
Actually,
Well, he was I mean, he was like I don't know if he was a citizen, but a long-term resident of
mm.
Ukraine. And so he
So
said
he
to
speaks
me,
English.
he spoke English. Yeah. Um he spoke English. And he said to me, "Oh, you American, you come to Ukraine to look for woman."
Yeah,
And
yeah, taxi driver offer you or accommodation or woman or
yeah, yeah.
can offer the restaurant or
And
tour guide.
I said, I mean, if I meet a nice woman, that's okay. You know, it's not my main purpose in coming here. And he said, "Oh, there is a website. You must check this website. It is very nice for meeting a lot of women. It is called Badu. Have you heard of this website, Badu?"
But dude, yeah, there's
Yeah.
on Facebook or some there are that's you
Yeah,
can meet
ads for
talk.
this. Yeah.
So,
It's like Ukrainian Tinder.
mm, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that it's popular in Turkey.
Yeah.
I think
It does not have a good reputation. Let's just say that. Okay.
uh,
So I went on um Badu while I was in the car in the Uber. Okay. And I said, "Oh, okay, I'll just, put it took like just 5 minutes, and I had a picture, and it just said, American with a picture of me,
yeah,
and I said, "Oh, thanks for showing me that website. You know what? All right." And then all of a sudden my phone, I'm in the Uber from Irpin to Kiev, okay? It was like 30 minutes, right? My phone just starts going bling 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 bling
yeah,
bling 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 bling. And-
When I once registered for that website, I also got a message from Ukrainians and also from Turkish, especially from Turkey.
oh, of course, of course. Well,
Yeah.
you have to understand that for a man to get messaged on a dating app, for a woman to message a man on a dating app, that's a very rare experience.
In US, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like men send messages to women. Women don't send messages to men
Ah,
on these
okay.
dating apps. So my phone is blowing up. I had six different women message me in like 5 minutes. Like bling bling bling.
Because you wrote that you're American. If you wrote that you simple Ukrainian man,
Right.
you get so jealous.
Yeah. I mean, so um so yeah, so I just popped it up and I said, oh look, I clicked on one, and she was like, hi, blah blah blah, and literally be in the Uber, she set up, would you like to go to coffee? And I said, sure. She said, great, I'm by Ocean Plaza. Like, it was like, you mean right now?
She already waited for you.
Yeah, I guess so. So I changed my Uber destination to Ocean Plaza. We met at some coffee shop. And
So what was your
this date. What was my experience on the date?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How long when you go on a date, like a first date, how long does the date last? How many hours?
I don't know, like probably 1 hour and a half, I think, till probably 2 hours. It depends if you like this person. If you like, of course, you can talk, you can take coffee and going to walk and somewhere. But if you don't like him, you can tell that, like, oh, I'm busy. Okay, I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
This date lasted 3 days.
So you
3 days. First date was 3 days.
Do you mean that she moved to your apartment or what?
No, we actually ended the date by getting an apartment together.
So you moved. You mean that everything was fine and you fell in love and
No,
no?
no, no, not at all. No. I realized that as a foreigner in Ukraine, if I'm not using like Airbnb, it's actually it can be very difficult to rent an apartment.
Understand. So she need apartment and you need, so you move together.
Yeah, well, we ended up we went on a date. We got a hotel. I got a hotel. And then I was looking, I was on she recommended Olix. Olix is like the Craigslist of Ukraine.
Local website for finding apartment.
Yeah.
You can find there like
and so I was trying to contact people, and yeah. And so I don't speak any Ukrainian or Russian, and so she was just this is in the morning in our hotel. So she was just like talking to them, and so then it's like, okay, well, now we got to go look in an apartment, and they don't want to talk to me because I don't speak Ukrainian or Russian, so they want to talk to her. So we went, and
she become your personal interpreter.
Yeah, exactly. And then so we found an apartment in Lisova,
Lisova, yeah, this is the end of Kiev on the north.
opposite side from Irpin. You know,
Yeah, I know.
opposite sides from Irpin.
Yeah, this is not
And
the best district, but anyway, there are cheap
yeah,
accommodation nearby. There
yeah,
are it's called this district nearby Lisova. There is how it's called. There are no metro, nothing. Troyeshina.
Troyeshina. Yeah,
That
Troyeshina.
region
Yeah.
is known as a criminal.
Yeah, and Lisova is the same. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and but yeah, I ended up. So now I have two apartments in Kiev, or one in Irpin, one in Lisova. In my first week in Ukraine, and a girlfriend. This is not the woman I married. I'm sorry.
But she was very nice that she helped you.
Yes, but on the first date, I mean, it's very nice. But it was wild. It was a wild experience. Okay, and she actually was Belarusian.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild. I don't know what to say. And our second date, okay, was also 3 days. It was crazy. That's what I will say about it. It was just crazy.
Yeah. Like,
So,
but you know that is why such kind of opinion about Ukrainians is in foreign men, because when they were in Ukraine, they easily meet women. I have friend here who very often went to Ukraine, and he told that okay, she met online Ukrainian, and he came to Lviv. He met her, but probably he does not like her, or something did come wrong. But in the coffee house, other girls were smile on him, and he was impressed that he was like 70 years old, but she was 20, and she would like to meet him. And they got wrong impression about Ukrainians. He told that, Ukrainian lady don't care about the age. That is why when Ukrainians after the war come here, he expected that some way he got girlfriend easily, but it was totally wrong, and he was very disappointed. He host 3 Ukrainian women together. Can you imagine? And everything finished that they get away from his apartment, and one of them even called police or told that he would like some sexual, yeah. And
well, again, that's the
Ukraine. Because
that's
women
the
come here, they usually come with children or alone, but we going for work, we are very busy, and we don't care about relation. Like one of my friends told that I have one problem, this is find the work, and probably after another problem, find the husband.
So it was after that experience, it was many months before I decided to try dating again. Try meeting a Ukrainian woman. And of course I started teaching.
Yeah, I would like to ask, did you came to different like community for foreigners? Because in Kiev there are many places there are foreigners come together. I was for Fridays. It was like Friday meetings in different pubs or cafes. There are Ukrainians and foreigners can come and just meet, talk in English. Do you know about it?
A couple of them I did. but mainly, so I started teaching. So I started teaching English, and I think I went to a couple of those sort of meetings, basically. It wasn't for me. It wasn't my thing, I guess.
You don't like
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. It just didn't. I didn't really meet anyone who was very interesting, and and then
Yeah.
I started teaching English, and I was so busy teaching English, to be honest. Um, and then
I,
uh,
yeah.
and then
By the way,
COVID.
yeah. By the way, I met many foreigners in Toastmaster Club. Do you know about
Oh
Toastmaster?
yeah,
Yeah. There
I've
are
heard of it.
speaking club in different region of Kiev, and I often came there, and I was member of Toastmaster. It helped me a lot with
Really?
English. People are very
Sure.
supportive. Girls, guys, and till now we communicate with these
That's
people
cool. Yeah.
with English. There are also some
Yeah.
foreigners.
Yeah, that's really cool. So
But
yeah, it wasn't until May. It was May of 2020 before I decided to try and start dating again. But I also got COVID very, very early in the COVID thing, you know. So like, I don't know, like April of 2020 when it was first happening. Before the vaccine. So I was actually very sick in Ukraine. So so yeah, May, I think my wife and I, our first date was May of 2020. And uh we just immediately hit it off, Um her English was not great, but good enough. And um I think the thing that impressed me okay, I lost video for a second.
yeah,
I think what
I just
impressed me,
yeah. Yeah, I just
there was at
reached
one
your
point
subscriber road.
we were having dinner, and I can't remember what the situation was. She made a mistake. She did what's that?
Yeah,
Did we break up?
I just read that your subscriber wrote that my nearly 90 years old dad met his girlfriend 10 years now at dating site, and she's missed him. She's married him. Yeah, can be different situation,
Yeah.
that you can meet. But your wife you met in real life or through the dating site?
No, I think Tinder. I think I went on after,
Huh.
I'd been living in Ukraine for like 7 months, and I said, "Well, I don't know how I'm going to meet anyone. I guess I'll just go on Tinder." And but we set up a date, and we met in Pochina. Or no, in Lukyanivska in
Look,
Kiev.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz I was living in Lukyanivska at the time. And yeah, we just
On Lukyanovska, there is American Center where was Toastmaster.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. If you go into Lukyanovska and going up, there is this American Center. You can check in internet.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they provide some information for Ukrainians. They did also English courses. And I went there the first time for Toastmaster. And it was my first experience, and it was great.
I know
Yeah,
the
that time
America House, it's called. Yeah.
American House.
Yeah.
That time I studied in Kiev Mogila Academy, and we have English speaking course, like you should to speak in public in front of other people, and I was everybody were very scary speak in public, oh my god, in front of group, and it was my first experience, but I like it so much. I had a very good speech about history, and I came to that club. I understand that I found right people, the same people who I can improve my English week, and it was really great. My first speech
cool.
was about my participation in archaeological digging in Ukraine. Just
Ecological what?
Archaeological digging in Ukraine.
Oh, sure.
I studied archaeology, and we came
Mhm.
for archaeological excavation in Kirovograd region. Probably, you know.
Mhm.
So 100,000 years ago, there lived the Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, like together or difference, and we excavated, dug. You know, they live. It need to dug like some meters to went
Yeah.
to that site. And we found there are like the part of their bones, also their knife make of stones. So it's interesting for archaeologists. But local people always ask us if we found gold there. You know. So
No, not in Neanderthal times.
yeah,
You have to go a little bit later. Yeah, a
yeah.
little bit
It
later.
was very interesting experience because we live in simple Ukrainian house. We prepare food on the fire just, and I talked about this. It's like totally. If you archaeologist, it's very like a bit romantic because you stay on the nature all the time and dig and no one around.
Yeah.
Just nice people. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
I did the same.
yeah, I hope that when I come back to Ukraine, I will take part in archaeological digging somewhere and take Marian because he like a lot digging. Every time we go into Oxford Natural History Museum, he asked me to buy the dinosaur. There is dinosaur in the sand, and you need to dig him.
Oh, sure.
And he found bones of dinosaur. Oh my god, yeah. We visited already 20 times, I think.
You visited what?
I think we visited this dinosaur museum in Oxford for 20 times. So I just watched a stream on
that's a great museum.
Very interesting. A couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Sovens. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
I worked on an archaeological dig in Ukraine. I did archaeological dig. I did archaeology on Hortitsia Island in Zaporizhia.
Hortitsia Island.
Yeah.
With archaeological group from university.
Yeah. The Yamnaya. It was a Yamnaya dig.
Yamna Kultura. Yeah, this is like 3,000 years BC. These people, they immigrated from east to Ukraine, and actually we consider them as ancestor of Ukrainians.
Yeah, they're not just ancestors of Ukrainians; they are ancestors of all Europeans. So
Europeans and also Indians, because there are the same roots with Indians as well.
Right, 50% of this DNA. Yeah, 50% of this DNA is in Europe and in northern India and Iran. You know, and it all comes from Ukraine, and it's very interesting that on Hortitsia Island, that the Dnipro River, was the border between the Yamna culture and the Tripilia culture.
Yeah, because
You know,
Tripilians, they were
yeah,
agricultural tribes. They live here in Kiev
right,
region, Cherkasy
right.
region, because we have the best soil land in in
Mhm,
the world, you know.
mhm, mhm.
But
And you
all the
need to
time,
understand
yes, somebody interrupted them.
it's
Like,
important to understand that Americans don't know about Tripilia. Most Westerners don't know about Tripilia.
yeah.
That's
Mm.
because it was in the Soviet Union that most of those discoveries were made, and so there hasn't been enough time for the science to come out and to become public knowledge. So people don't know how Tripilia had the largest cities in the world, like 20,000 people. You know,
I,
um,
I think in Ukraine, Tripilia is very famous because of our science, but we have of lack of science who speak English and are public. So
yeah,
that is why we have this problem with Tripilians. What university
yeah,
you
yeah,
you
exactly,
done?
exactly. Um,
What university did you do явна культура in Хортиця?
um, okay, so I don't I don't remember exactly what the so this was the university I can't remember. It was basically a part the archaeological department, I think, for whatever university is there in Zaporizhia, basically. I did
Запоріжжя.
it as
Мгм.
yeah, Zaporizhia, yeah. But so here's something interesting. There's an English TV show that you should watch that's very popular, called Time Team.
Okay.
Have you?
I
Yeah.
didn't know
Have you ever?
what. Actually, we
Okay.
have not here.
Okay. So it's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube or on Netflix. Um, it it it's been around for 20 years. Okay, and it's an archaeology TV show in England. And the way it works is this: so you have some old, babusia digging potatoes in her yard, in her back garden. Okay, and she finds something. Oh, what is this? In her garden, and she calls the Time Team, this TV show,
Okay.
and they will come and dig up her potato garden. Okay, and maybe they find this, maybe they find, sometimes they find entire, like, Roman temples, Anglo-Saxon, blah blah blah, Neanderthal, whatever, Viking. It's a whole TV show. They never know what they're gonna find. It's a very popular show, so
Uh,
definitely, like,
yeah, but I think for digging somewhere you need permission, and there should to be proper archaeological team
right, but
for.
they do. These are actual archaeologists. Okay, like, they have English heritage is involved. I mean, they have, people with real jobs working at universities who do
Mm.
this.
Yeah, just
But
Robert told that he watched Time Team all the time.
okay, yeah, yeah. So there you go. It's a very, very popular show, or it has been a very popular show in the UK and in America as well. Um, After the war, yeah, Robert says, after the war, my goal is I want to have a Time Team Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be like, archaeology with mines.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, it's can be interesting, but I it's need to think about because in Ukraine you need to gather a lot of paper to make archaeological digging.
well, the way that they do this in the UK, okay, in England, is if it's private property, yeah, if you find something archaeological on your land, like whatever this is, or a freaking my wife's comb, um, um, before you can build on that land, you are required to have an archaeologist come and dig it up and find everything, so that that land doesn't get destroyed. That's a requirement, right? um so yeah, so they take care of all of that, is what I'm saying. you know so especially if it's on private land, it's a lot easier to do, basically. But think about, if you think
Yeah.
about this, right? How many archaeological sites, thousands of how many archaeology sites are getting destroyed every year in Ukraine with farming?
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
just farming.
Yeah.
We're losing Ukraine's history with farming every year. So imagine combining removing mines with archaeology at the same time, and make it a TV show.
Yeah, but you
That's
need to speak about this to Ukrainians, bureaucracy. It's very difficult sometimes to
yeah, in America too.
approve
In
that.
America too, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But
Uh,
like yeah. So there you are.
okay, we already on stream 1 hour, and you told
Yeah, I
us
know, it's crazy.
you're going to teach your student. James is an English teacher. So if
It's
we
true.
continue our talk, I'm not sure about next week, but probably after the like.
We'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens.
we can. Yeah, because we would like also going for some holidays. My son will be on the holiday next week.
Uh-huh. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
So enjoy Turkey. Enjoy.
Slava
Is it?
Ukraine.
But слава Україні. By the way, what degree? How is weather in Turkey? Plus.
Yeah, it's like 24.
Do you swim in the sea?
It's not really I'm from California, you know. It's not really interesting to me. I don't want to be here. It was not my choice.
Yeah.
My wife made me come.
Okay. But people going for the sea.
Yeah, there's people swimming. Yeah.
So this is not so bad.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Because here in England, when you stay all the time, it's rainy weather. What rescue me is
That sounds lovely.
yeah, here is Spice Ball Center.
I love rainy weather, clouds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are
if I never see the sun again, I'll be very happy.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
So, but Ukrainians usually prefer sunny weather.
Mm-hmm.
In Ukraine. There are my subscribers. There is Victor. Hello. Victor is from Ukraine.
Oh, Victor. Yeah. No, I am subscribed to Victor's. I watch his videos. I'm subscribed to his channel.
Yeah. Beekeeper. Yeah. Teacher.
Yeah. He's really great. He's really great.
We did a live stream. The first live stream I did with Victor, and he recommended me StreamYard. So it's
Awesome. Yeah, Victor. I love watching his videos. So yeah. So
I in the northern part of
before you have to go, I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, and I see my some of my subscribers are asking, like, where are you, James? What's going on? So I haven't announced this on my channel. So I'll tell people here. And I'm not going to talk about it on my channel until I'm back. But I'm in Turkey. I'm in Turkey because my wife made me come to Turkey. I'm not happy about it. We are meeting with her sister, who's Russian.
Yeah, but
Who?
at least your wife can enjoy the weather.
Yeah, she's enjoying the weather. Yeah. So we're trying to convince her sister to leave Russia permanently. I will be back in Ukraine very shortly. Victor just said
Black archaeology.
in Ukraine there's
Yeah.
well-developed everything what you find should belong to the state. Yeah, this is the problem, because there's so much bureaucracy with archaeology. It means that people end up doing illegal archaeology and just selling what they find. Yeah, it's a real problem. It's a real problem.
By the way, if you would like to see Tripilian objects, I think you can see them in Kiev Fortress Museum. Have you been there?
Oh yeah. And, listen, there's so much. It's amazing how much archaeology there is in Ukraine, not just in Kiev. Every little city, every little village has a little archaeology museum with Tripilia, with Yamnaya, stuff that's like 7,000, 10,000 years old, Greek artifacts, amazing stuff. I was in Korsun, Korsun has this. Yeah, it's this amazing museum. I have some short videos. Ivano-Frankivsk, Yeah. I love going to those little museums.
Yeah. I remember that we have been to Korsun with my museum colleagues, because we visited different small towns in Ukraine. And they have very good Second World War museum in Korsun, because there are Korsun battle. Anyway, we can continue this very interesting talk later. So have a good teaching.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Interesting person, and you communicate on different topics. So it's really nice to have you, and thank you for support Ukraine, for stay in Ukraine.
Дякую.
I am not anyway, it's really nice. Okay, до побачення. Слава Україні on your t-shirts.
Heroam Slava, yeah. It's in Russian. I wrote it in Russian, by the way.
In Russia, Slava Ukraini.
Yeah, because I'm in Turkey. There's a lot of Russians here.
So you walk on the street on this t-shirt. Okay. Cool, yeah. This is cool idea, yeah. Exactly. So Ukrainian propaganda in Turkey. Yeah, this is great. Okay, James. Yeah.
All right.
It was nice to see you, Doug. До побачення.